How's it going, guys? My name is Nick, you're on the roads way south, and thank you so much for joining me on yet another video. So we South Africans are now nearing our third month of lockdown during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, which has proven to be kind of tough. Like not being able to see your friends or family or even just go to work has kind of taken its toll. And for me especially, it's been hard to remember that it's not just about me. I've got to think about other people as well and be disciplined and stay at home, even though I just want to go on a drive or just see my friends again. But luckily, phases have been put into place which slowly started seeing people go back to work and just getting the economy back on its feet, which is great. But even before this lockdown started, I've really just been burning to do another video. And I know that I've done the Supercar Sounds compilation a little while back. But truthfully, that video didn't exactly give me a proud feeling when I uploaded it. I guess because of the fact that there wasn't really much interaction with any of you guys or any real editing skills required to do the video. And that's kind of where it hit me. Somewhere in all the footage that I've gathered over the years was one adventure that I never really ended up sharing with any of you guys. So almost exactly a year ago, around about June, July, I had this awesome opportunity to go on a 2-week road trip with my father and grandfather all the way from Cape Town to Durban and straight back again. It was so much fun, and luckily it was during the end of my first semester of my final year of study, so I had this short time to just go on a break and explore a little bit. So essentially, my grandfather and I flew up all the way from Cape Town to Durban together to meet up with my father, who was there for work at the time. We would then group up and then drive down back all the way as soon as he was finished. It was such an amazing trip, and it's actually one that I filmed in its entirety. And I can understand now if you're asking, well then why didn't I just publish the video? Well, first off, when we were in Durban, I actually forgot to film an intro for the video. And you guys can understand that a video without an intro just doesn't make sense. The other reason was the fact that my final semester of studies was just around the corner, and editing 2 weeks worth of footage with all that work on my hands just was going to be so difficult. I was so tired after the trip that I just didn't feel up to it at the time. But thankfully now, that even though circumstances with this pandemic isn't exactly ideal, I had the time to edit the video to the standards I wanted it way back then. So without any further faffing about, let's get right down into it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. On first impressions, Durban really looked so stunning. Like, all the greenery and plant life was so nice to see, especially when compared to how wet and sometimes even grey the Western Cape can be during this time of year. It also seemed like there was quite an abundance of animal life, as you can clearly see from this monkey on a fence and the snake that snuck into my room. Yeah. From what I saw during our 2 days there, the Durban car scene also really surprised me. I mean, it's not like I saw Ferrari or McLaren every time I turned my head, but I was always entertained by the odd M4, Mustang, or even Bentley driving about. One afternoon we sat outside a coffee shop in the business side of town, and in no time whatsoever I saw more Porsches than I was bothered to count. Apart from that, I tried my hand at car spotting for the first time in years and actually saw some very cool cars, one of which included a fully wrapped Lamborghini Aventador with a crazy loud exhaust system. But it was only on day 2 that the Durban car scene really took a step up. I mean, where do I even begin? The SMD group had such a proper display on their floor that I was kind of lost for words when I walked through the doors at first. They had everything from a Mustang covered in blue carbon fiber all the way to a satin white Ferrari 488 with custom parts fitted to it. Besides those, they even had a couple of monstrous SUVs modified by the renowned group at Luma Design. Among the more rare cars was a bright red vintage MG and a stunning BMW M4 GTS with its iconic satin black finish. But let's get real, out of everything on display, this just had to take the cake. Seeing a Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 Roadster in South Africa just doesn't happen anymore. Not only that, this one was a manual. I mean, words just can't explain how badly I'd love to drive this thing with that screaming V12 behind my head and nearly 640 horsepower at my fingertips. But maybe some other day. Our second day in Durban mainly consisted of my grandfather and I doing some sightseeing while my father just finished up some work. And to be honest, Durban really reminded me a lot of Cape Town in certain ways, just with a little less mountain. Funny enough, we actually ended up going to the famous Ushaka Marine World for most of the time and actually had a real blast. The weather wasn't exactly perfect for swimming, but the park just really knows how to keep you busy with stuff like scheduled feedings or shows or seal acrobatics or stuff like that. That being said though, I did actually get my hair wet when I decided to go snorkeling with sharks a minute before the park closed. Like, I know they're quite small and obviously not dangerous at this age, but seeing any fish of that size in the water with you just kind of starts getting to your head. But really, I just had a heck of a time there. I'd definitely go again if the chance arises. And before we knew it, our Durban leg of the adventure came to an end. As amazing as it was though, we now had to hit the road for the first time and slowly start making our way back south again. However, to finish off my father's last bit of work, we first had to make a quick pit stop in Pietermaritzburg. Thankfully though, this is where I finally decided to pick up the camera again and start vlogging. So now I can actually hand this over to myself from the past. Maybe let's just skip my usual intro though.
How's it going, guys? My name is Nick, you're on the roads way south, and thank you so much for joining me on yet another video.
This actually marks the third day of our little Durban adventure, which is also the turning point for our travels. We are now going to make our way down to Cape Town again, this time via car. However, we have just made a little bit of a detour towards Pietermaritzburg, which is a little bit north in our travels, after which we are going to go south again. The reason for this detour, besides the point that my father is actually doing some work here, is the fact that he has organized a little bit of a trip for me. Now, it's a colleague that works with him, and as far as I understand it, he drives a GTI of some sorts. Which one it is, I have no idea. And then apparently he's got some plans to take me to some guy's little car collection, as I understand, through which we're going to look at some cool cars apparently. Now, I've got no ideas about the details of all of this. All I know that I'm going to take you guys along for the journey. Let's do this. I hope you don't mind, I've started the video in the meantime.
No problem.
And here we go, guys. We are now finding ourselves on the inside of Ash's GTI. Please do say hello, and if you don't mind, just run us through the car quickly.
How's it, guys? This is my pride and joy, Golf 7 GTI, 2014 model, which I've taken care of, or good care of over the years.
Definitely, the interior looks incredible.
And for those of you, I'm sure car enthusiasts know exactly what a Golf 7 GTI and what it can do.
Yeah.
But this one I enjoyed so much stock standard that I left it the way it is.
That's cool.
Because it's awesome the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, these are very popular with the car culture in South Africa.
Absolutely.
People go crazy with these over here. I don't know if some of you abroad know, but these are some of the most popular sports cars in South Africa. You can just see why, and the price wise, it's also
reason. Yeah. I mean, for what you get in the vehicle. And what you pay for, it's value for money, basically. And
would you say like fuel economy and stuff like that is pretty good?
Everybody talks about fuel economy and says, it's a GTI, it's a powerful car. How's the fuel economy? It's the way you drive it.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. Yeah.
If you got the family in the car, that's the additional benefit to this car. You can use it as a family car as well.
Yeah, 4 seats and everything. Big boots.
Golf bag fits in quite comfortably. And you got the family in, you're driving 120 k's an hour on speedo cruise, you can get down to 6.5, 7 liters per 100 k's.
7?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean,
but if you're racing and driving like a maniac, it can go up a lot. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, and I just want to show you guys around the interior here. it looks incredible. It's like all black almost with like contrast stitching down here, and I'm sure on the seats as well. Steering wheel looks excellent. And you're saying this is like stock standard?
Stock standard. I did nothing.
No extra parts?
No.
Oh, it looks incredible. And then like the sunroof and everything. Did you get to spec the car? Was it from new?
This is from new, and obviously I chose whatever extras that I wanted in the vehicle. Reverse camera, PDC,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and then obviously the extras is the sunroof, those sort of things.
Yeah, I mean the sunroof is probably a needed extra in a humid place such as Pietermaritzburg. The temperatures here are like insane. I guess you guys don't have winters like we do in Cape Town.
We have both extremes. In winter it gets extremely cold, and in summer we get up 40 plus quite easily.
Really?
Yeah.
That must be insane. Now tell me, my dad dropped some comments here and there. Are you planning to take us somewhere special?
Yes.
At the moment, what's the plan?
A buddy of mine, like all of us, would love to have a collection of real cars.
Yep.
He's got a collection of real cars. Well, I've got a collection of model cars, which is what I can afford.
Same.
And yeah, we're gonna go take a drive there, see what he's got, and probably film that as well. Get that in.
Yeah, and I think until then, let's just enjoy the ride. Okay, so we just took a look at that 3 Series IS back there, and it looks absolutely mint condition, especially the paint and leatherwork. Really cool car, but apparently there are more things to go look at, so let's go check it out. Yeah, so if a quick blast in a red GTI wasn't enough, just look at the cars that I've got behind me right now. It is a sunset orange BMW M4 with incredibly large Vossen rims, which I think looks excellent. A lot of exposed carbon on the roof and the spoiler and splitter as well. And then we've got a 5-litre convertible Mustang as well. Oh, pardon me, it's a 2.3. But nonetheless, it looks very good. It's like a midnight blue color, almost the same as you get in the Fiesta STs. And I mean, how's that for a garage, eh? And there's a Ranger, there's a Daily, X5 as well. Oh, and the E36 M3, which looks immaculate as well. These cars have been looked after so properly, and you can just see by the paintwork and the leather that the owner loves them as well. So after that awesome experience with some very cool cars and very nice people as well, we have finally arrived at our overnight stay for tonight's part of the journey. My dad and my grandfather have actually just left for town to go buy some supplies for the night and so on. So that actually gives me some free time to talk to you guys and just talk to you through some of the things that happened today off camera. First of all, I've got to show you where we are staying for the night. This place is absolutely stunning. Scenery for miles and miles and miles. And I mean, apart from that house right there, we're actually the only structure in the area. Pardon the wind once again. I'm just going to take a walk around the house and see if there's anything. Yeah, there's some few stables up there for, I reckon, horses and cows and so on. And some sheep, clearly. But this place is awesome. I couldn't ask for a better place to just take some time off and talk to you guys about what we've been up to. First of all, there's something I need to confess. So while we were at the friend of Ash's house, Mr. Denzel, I think is his name, he actually took me into the BMW M4 and we sat there for quite a while talking about the cars and everything. And me, being the idiot that I am, forgot to press record on that. So if you're watching, Denzel, please do excuse me for that. I think it was just in the heat of the moment, and I was very, just too overexcited about all the awesome cars and making sure that I capture everything on film. But basically what happened in that short time was we talked about all of the cars that he's got. So if I didn't make it clear on the video already, he's got a 330 or 320 IS from 1991, I think, BMW. E36 BMW M3. He's got a 2.3 litre Mustang, as I've shown, the convertible. He's got an M4 with some very cool carbon parts and Vossen rims on it. Apparently his daughter is now getting his BMW M2, and somewhere along the lines there's a Polo GTI also in the mix, which just sounds like an incredible lineup of cars in the family. But yeah, I do feel like a right fool for not getting that part on camera. So Ash and Denzel, if you guys are watching, thank you so much for those awesome experiences that you guys have shared with me. Ash with your GTI and Denzel with all your incredible cars. Not something I'd quickly forget, and it's definitely something that's going to make this trip a little bit more interesting and easier to edit, because I can't forget that this is a car channel, so making videos of traveling and all that might not necessarily fit with the whole theme. So that's definitely a splash of color that I can throw into the videos for this part. Okay, but now that we've talked about the cars, I'm going to take a step into the house here so that I can talk to you guys about what we've done in this trip and what we actually plan to do as well. Yeah, so as you guys can clearly see, I got completely carried away as usual, totally disregarding how long this video was going to turn out. But essentially we ended our first day out of Durban at the foothills of the Drakensberg mountain range, the largest mountain range in the whole country. Also where the real fun was about to begin, but more of that in the next episode. This has been the first part of our little South African adventure, and wow, like looking back at the footage now, I miss it so much, especially because of the fact that I'm now stuck at home during this whole lockdown. But trust me guys, I've looked at some of the footage that's gonna come, and it only gets better from here on out. So yeah, that has been part 1 of 3. I'm gonna be uploading the other 2 parts over the next 2 days, so please do stay tuned if you guys want to see what happens next. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope that it served as at least a little bit of a distraction during this whole COVID-19 mess. But yeah, if you guys liked it, please do drop a like and a comment down below and subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Cheers.